Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with another speed build. Today we are building a cafe, small business. It's kind of an interesting little lot. This lot is the smallest. I think it's well, in the corner it says 20 by 15. I was gonna be like, I think it's a 20 by 15. It's in the corner. Um, but it's the smallest lot. It is in the sort of like established but not ultra fancy part of Willow Creek, so where the pancakes live, basically. Um, and I I wish this lot was bigger, to be completely honest. I feel like it is not big enough for anything except for the tiny little not starter home that was here before. So anyway, I'm trying to build a house that's the same size as the pancakes, but on a smaller lot. Um, and then I'm trying to use a lot of not snowy escape, seasons and base game in this build, although this is not a limited pack build, so it's not only seasons and base game. Um, and then I do have like a balcony porch situation on the top floor, but I end up switching that out for an actual roof piece. And then we're just getting the doors from the new, well, it's not new anymore, but it's the biggest build update that as of recent. So that's kind of what we are the going to be using. So if you have the base game, you'll at least have like the normal stuff, all the things that you do need. And then I've got the stairs. It's kind of a cute little area over there. The stairs are behind the um, bathroom. So there's a main bathroom that the like guests can use, and then there's a door to the stairs. So I end up moving the hall to be by the stair, like the door for the hall to be by the stairs, so that I can have the door into the bathroom on that wall as well. But the floor plan was not really my friend. This is actually the second attempt that I had tried. So we're working on the main space now. This is where you would host the small business. I did make this a small business. So at the end, I go through and assign like what's public, what's private, or residential, my bad. So I do go through and make it a cafe. So if you wanted to, you could, in theory, swap this to be a cafe lot type if you don't have not businesses and hobbies. Yeah, that's the right pack. If you don't have businesses and hobbies, you could switch this out to be like a cafe lot type if you have get together. And if you don't have get together, you can swap this out to be whatever you want it to be. It could be like a little lounge, it could be like a restaurant thing, it could be, whatever you want it to be. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cute. I really leaned into the Rindle Rose name, so it's very like pink and sort of like a blush color. This color actually is one that they've been doing for quite a few packs as of recent. So I'm using a lot of the not get together, life life and death stuff. And then the couches and chairs are from the Book Nook kit, I believe. Um, and then we've got red curtains from Cats and Dogs. It's very like red and like blush pink in here. Kind of a lot if you don't like the color. And then on this far side, I've got a couple of um, tables. So I've got these chairs inside. And then on the outside, I'm going to be using the, what are they called? it's like paranormal stuff chairs. And I really love the rug situation going on in that room. I think it looks so cozy. I would definitely, if I lived in this apartment or this business, I would definitely be walking down there when nobody else was there barefoot. Um, and then the bathroom, I was gonna do sort of like this pink color scheme, and then I was like, that's a lot of pink. Not to say that the rest of the build isn't, but it was kind of like a lot. So I switched out well, I say I switched out. Um, the wallpaper probably stayed pink for about 2 minutes in real life. And then I'm switching the doors to be red because there's this really pretty like frosted red color um, on the doors from businesses and hobbies. And so yeah, it's super cute. I do have like a little bit of a life update. So when I'm recording this, my aunt got married yesterday. So congrats to her. She um has she had kind of a fancy wedding. There was one person there dressed in like what I would class as a party dress. It was like above knee length, but I don't know. They were teenagers, so like what do I know about anything? But yeah, it was kind of nice. I realized how much I am autistic, and I realized how much I don't like talking to new people. Um, and those two things together are kind of a lot, to be honest. Um, Not a huge fan of new people or new things or people who like to talk to me. I find people who like to talk to me really annoying, actually. I don't mind it if like we're in a place where like have shared interests that's not like somebody's wedding, for example. But like if we're at, I don't know, like a museum, presumably if you're at a museum, you enjoy the content that is being shared at the museum. So I don't mind people talking about that. I don't mind talking to people in that capacity if they've got like cool information, but I don't really enjoy just like random talking to people. So that was not really my favorite thing in the world, but um yeah, so it was kind of fun. Um and then let's see what else. I did take my dog. Her name is Zilla. She did so good for being having never been to a hotel before. She did so well. And then she got to meet my parents' dogs. My parents' dogs are a German Shepherd and a Lab. And the German Shepherd is, I think he's like 18 months, something like that. Maybe he's less than that. I don't know. He's a younger boy. Um, and he had a lot of energy, like a lot of energy. And so he was definitely the leader of the pack up until the very end. And then he was not the leader of the pack. But that's okay. He had a good time. She had a good time. And she actually had like she was actually like a really good listener, and I was really impressed with her because most of the time she is less of a good listener. Not to say that she's a bad listener, just not as good as she was yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I don't know. I don't remember what day it is. But yeah, so kind of a fun little life update. And then I did have a doctor's appointment today. Um, and that went really well. I actually most of the time despise meeting new people and like seeing new providers because I hate explaining things to new people, like all of my health stuff. Um, but she was really nice. So, and I feel like it went well. So yeah, just kind of like a fun little life thing. Jumping back to the build for a minute, we are working on the patio. I end up going with a bigger trim around the, um, would it be the outside? I don't know. We'll call it the outside. Because I wanted I don't know, I wanted it to feel supported. Like we've got a fence there and I wanted it to feel supported. And then I have these fairy lights. They are so pretty. I use them all over the place in this build. Um, and then we are moving upstairs. And this is where I switch out the um what do you call it? Like the I don't know, the patio thing for a roof. And then we're getting the bedroom. The bedroom was a little bit of a situation, but I think it went okay. Not my favorite interior I've ever done, but I did think it was kind of cute. And then I'm getting these, um, what are they called? Um, I don't know. My cat is screaming, and I'm not gonna apologize on his behalf because he has a lot to say right now. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can hear him. Probably not, because he's kind of quiet even when he yells, but yeah, you are quiet when you yell. He's telling me that there's people outside, actually. Um, but he has a lot to say. Um, so if you hear him, then that's what that is. Right now we are working on the upstairs interior and like I said, and it's fine. I imagined there were a couple of roommates. Not necessarily. Really? You don't think they're roommates? Okay. He had nothing to say after that. Um, but yeah, so I was thinking it was like a couple of roommates and they were sort of um I don't know, very very into the color pink. If that wasn't apparent previously. And then I did put their pride flags on the wall up here. Um, and yeah, I feel like this apartment is kind of cute. I did put a window into the kitchen, a couple of windows into the kitchen, because it was kind of dark in there, to be honest. And then I briefly considered the sheep rug, and then I didn't like it. So we moved it to this rug from Tiny Living. And I didn't want like I felt like the whole apartment was very busy, so I didn't want the rug to be busy too. We've got a little desk nook and then also a tiny little eating corner. I changed the light to be, well, black, the little light to be black. And then this, I added the city living light on top of it because I thought it was kind of cute and kind of fit the vibes. And then lots of like florals. I did really lean into the roses in this build. And then I got this upright piano from Growing Together. I felt like this piano is kind of the basic. Like it's good. It's a good upright piano. It's doesn't have any gold stripes and there's a plain white swatch so it doesn't have to have patterns and it's just a good piano, you know? Um, and then we do have a coffee table. I'm moving into the bathroom. The bathroom in this one is a little bit different than the bathroom downstairs. The one downstairs is a little bit more plain, less patterned, and this one has a very patterned floor, as you can tell. And then I have a lot of pink accents in here, so there's a um I don't remember what I was saying. Something about pink accents, but I don't remember. the shower has like pinkish kind of rose gold in there. So, um, that's one of the accents. We're moving on to the bedrooms. And this bed is kind of bad. And I recognize that, but I really wanted this sim to be into flowers, like a lot into flowers. So I decided to keep it. And then we've got a flower arranging table in here, and then also some sort of chair or something. There's like a place to sit, I'm pretty sure, in that open space. This chair is matching to the like chairs at the dining table. And I am feeling all of a sudden very motion sick. I have spent, which is not a lot of time, but it is a bit more time than I usually spend in the car. Over the last few days, I spent like 4.5, no, more than that. I spent like 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours in the car over the last 3 days. And so I'm feeling like kind of motion sick, on and off, but I think the spinning of the camera is like really throwing me. So we're just gonna stick it out. We've got 3 minutes, before the end of the video. So, but yeah, so this room is more of like the crafty sim. They have, like the kiln and the pottery and candles, woodworking table, easel, and then their beds on the other side. I did put a divider in between the crafting area and the bed just because I felt like it made sense. Like, if you're working or you have friends over and you're all like making stuff, right? Do you really want to have all of that just like out in the open? Probably not. So I did end up putting a divider over there. I probably should have used one that was a little bit more straight, just so it didn't take up as much space, but I decided not to do that, because I liked the one that I put in there. And then we're getting this dresser and mirror. It's from the Modern Luxe kit. And then the other one has the Jungle Adventure mirror. And then we will be moving outside. I do put some more tables outside. So there are a lot of tables here. Should you decide to buy this, visit this, there are quite a lot of options. And then I do put some music around because I felt like, I don't know, I feel like public spaces just need music, you know? So I get that, and then I also have a rug at the front door. It's very cute. It's from Jungle Adventure. And I'm pretty simple with the landscaping because I think there's a total of three, um, what are they called? 3 squares with space. So we have just a couple of trees, and that's about it. So we are coming to the end of the video here shortly. I'm just putting some last minute touches, making sure the lighting is good. If you liked it, if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. And I will see all of you next time. Bye now.